Am I streaming? I don't know that I am. It says live streaming. I was trying out some new settings since I haven't streamed for so long. I didn't notice that they changed some settings in OBS for how you can stream through YouTube. I just want to see, am I actually streaming? Yes, I am. And I have one viewer, and it shouldn't be me. Because I'm not watching my own stream. Hello, if anyone's watching. I'm going to watch my own stream now, just to see how it looks. Seems to be working. Quality isn't that good, but that's fine, I suppose. That's not important. This is just a little test. Okay, I should turn off my own stream now, so I'm not watching my own stream. But I would like to have because I can't manage a broadcast as I'm streaming. How can I watch the... Here we go. Can I... What happens if we do this? Yes! No! Well, luckily, no one's watching right now. How do I get to, analytics? Settings? I'm terribly sorry about this. How do I get to the live stream manager thing? I forget how to do this. Well, now no one's watching. Now someone's watching. I don't know if that's me. I don't know. Can you hear me? Yes, you can, of course. I heard myself before. So weird. Like there's one person watching now. Please, just type one dot. You don't have to say anything in the stream. If you're actually watching right now, just type a dot in the stream, just so I know that I'm not the only one watching it myself right now. I know sometimes I have some friends who just, no, I'm just, I just put it on the background watching. But I want to know if this is an actual person, so. I'm supposed to have. Where do I see that? Look at that. All you do is this. Boop. Oh my god, my microphone. Jesus Christ. I have it up on a little temporary setting since I broke my well, it's been broken for a long time. My my microphone arm. It's the little thing that holds up the actual microphone that broke off like almost immediately when I got the thing. Because it was not a great design on it, but I've been repairing it from time to time, but the last time I just gave up, and now that's why I've been if you've been watching my podcast, the spoiler cast, you will have seen that I'm just holding a microphone like this to get it up to my mouth and get better sound like this. But if I'm gonna stream like this, I need it, away from my hands. If I wanna type anything or whatever. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now I found it. All right. I should. I don't know if yeah. I think me having the little preview window going actually counts as one viewer. But now there seems to be another person in here. Welcome to the stream. I'm sorry, this was a horrible way to start your stream. But it's been so long since I streamed. I just needed to, well, no, now that person ran away again. Seriously, people just come in and, like, they watch for, like, 5 seconds. That's not even enough time for me to say anything. And then they're just like, nah, not interested. I don't know. Well, I'm not sure I'll save this stream. So I kind of want to wait. See if people turn up. I'm not going to edit this stream before I upload or anything. No. This is just going to be, a little test. Yeah, I'm not live there anymore. Good. This is just to see if anyone pops up. But I've only been streaming for 6 minutes, so... I can't expect too many people to show up. This was also very impromptu, as it always is when I stream, which is not a good thing, but, what can I say? Plan is to not to play any video games. Maybe we'll see how long I stream. I think the plan is just to talk a little bit about, last year. Talk a little bit about the future of the channel. Man, my face is blotchy. I don't know if it's just the coloring or... I look terrible. I guess that's what happens when you just sit inside all day. Well, all year. No, the plan is to talk about my new channel, which honestly, I should I'll just put that link somewhere. Let's see what happens if I just search for it. Like, I'm subscribed to the channel, so it should pop up. But, yeah, I'm subscribed to my own channel, yes. I'm not even sure that's what the channel is called. No, it's called that. Yeah. Well, nothing popped up there. Let me filter out. It's just channels. Oh my god, there are so many The Void channels. I thought I picked a name that a lot of people might not pick, because it's like not very marketable to just call your channel The Void. But no, there is 1, 2, 3. That's Lighting the Void Radio. Isn't that same? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The Void Official. 8, 9. The Void with Christina. 10, 11. The Void Project. 12, 13, 14, 15. There are so many channels called The Void. Shit. I should have looked that up before I called my channel The Void. Look at this. What the hell? This is all the channels called The Void. And I thought I picked a name that no one would pick because it's so dumb. Not dumb, but like not very interesting. But no, these are all the Void channels. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh my god. That was the wrong button. This is... No. There we go. I don't know if that's better. Not really. Yeah, if I said like this is better. It looks weird because I'm looking into the void now. Like, my channel doesn't even show up. Send me to the void. And the Walking Dead logo? Can you? Yeah, there it is. What is that? Well, he subscribed to PewDiePie. I guess a lot of people are. 111 people are. So. No videos. And I still have 18 subscribers. That's more than I on my new channel. Hold on, let me just do this. Let's see if I can actually find the video. That's not how you spell it. There we go. There's the void. The void. So, there. I started a new channel. I don't know where to put this because I want to sit here now. I guess I'll put it over here then. I started a new channel. I call it The Void. I don't know. I was in that kind of mood that day. But it looks very depressing. But it is going to focus on movies, just like my current channel that I'm on right now. Please Don't Make a Scene. And also, don't worry, Please Don't Make a Scene is not going anywhere. I have way too many subscribers there to just throw that away on something that so far has not garnered me any views or new subscribers. What I'm thinking is, like, if the algorithm is ever gonna like favor me, I need more consistency on my channel. Like, I talked about this before, but now I'm actually gonna go through with it. So I'm not gonna do any more memes. That was fun while it lasted, but you know, it's a fickle success. So I don't wanna do any more memes. I mean, unless I just come up with a funny idea, of course I'll make it, but I'm not gonna like try to get more views through memes or anything. And as you've noticed, I haven't really made a like video, a video where I sit like this and just talk. I haven't made that in a while. Mainly because I haven't really felt like it. Like, I didn't want to. Quite honestly, too much work for too little attention. I mean, that is. I've said this many times. That's why we do videos. Like, oh, if only 2 people watch my videos, I would love it. Like, yeah, sure, but I want more people watching. So it's too much work for too little attention. But at the start of the new year, I actually, and honestly, before that as well, like around October, November, I got some ideas for new videos, and I was like, should I make them? Like, I started writing on them, like, no, nah, screw it, I'm not gonna do it. And also because, now, even though my viewership on my podcast is very low, very, very low, like, I get regular, like, 10, 20 listeners, and that's on the Spoilercast, the Adam Sandler, no, the Nicolas Cage podcast, Madison Method, gets much less. I mean, it gets okay numbers for such a niche podcast, on YouTube at least. But the retention is better. The people who are tuning in are actually listening, at least, more than a few seconds, which it was before. Like, before, I literally had like hundreds of views on some Adam Sandler episodes, but they were like 10 seconds. I was like, what the hell? Why do people turn in for 10 seconds and then just turn it off? But now we're up, we're hitting like 10, 15 minutes sometimes. There's still like not a lot, but at least, people are listening. Like, the retention time is higher. That screws with my analytics though. I'm no expert at like analytics and algorithms and SEOs and whatever, but I know that much that like if your retention time is inconsistent, the algorithm does not know what to push. So, since my retention time now on videos is like 5 minutes, I can't post a 5-minute video because people only watch 10 seconds of that and turn it off. What I need to do is post like 45-minute to an hour videos, like the podcasts, so people watch 5 minutes of it. And that way, my retention time will be consistent. But that means I can't post shorter videos. Even if I post memes that gets millions of views, that's only like, at most, a minute retention time, which means it's considerably less than what my average retention time is, which means the algorithm won't pick it up. So therefore, no more short videos on that channel. On this channel that we're on. No, instead, I started a new channel. The one I just showed you. The Void. Where I will be doing more videos like I used to do before. I've already done... It's actually a channel I had for many, many years. Where, like, in 2016, 2017... when the skeptic community was still a thing, I like wanted to sort of be part of it. And I tried my hand at making some, edgelord shit. A couple of videos, didn't really do much. Got a few hundred views, that's it. But I thought I could just repurpose that channel. I mean, because it didn't have any subscribers. It had one subscriber, which was me. But I could just repurpose that. Just change everything. And put up the content that I actually like making, which is movie-related content. Movie reviews, movie, analyses, video essays, and stuff like that. The first one I did, is this going to be wrong? No, that works. Okay, good. So the first video I just put up was a longer version of a video that I already had on that channel, which was called Drunk as Fuck, which is just a clip from Trailer Park Boys. So I just made that a little longer. I made it sort of like a channel trailer, even though I can't have a channel trailer on here, I think. I think you need to hit a certain amount of subscribers at first. Well, let's watch that video. It's supposed to kind of set the mood, for the channel. Let's do this.
All right, everybody, fuck it. We're gonna get drunk. We're gonna be donators tonight, and I plan on getting drunk as fuck tonight. Drunk as fuck. Drunk as fuck. Drunk as fuck. Drunk as fuck.
It's supposed to be, subversive and weird. Kind of set an uncomfortable tone. Which it's not very appealing, but I mean, that's me. Like, I'm not doing myself any favors when it comes to appealing to an audience. We should put a shadow on that text. That's the video, and then, oh well, I should show you. But then, so the aesthetic is going to be, a little darker, but also a little bit more comedic. Because I'm not sure yet what I'm actually going for. So I put out my first video the other day, 2 days ago. I'll show that off a little bit too. It was a top 10 list. Well, 2021 is finally over. Although it wasn't as bad as 2020, 2021 was still a pretty bad year. We still had the virus, political unrest, global warming, racism, cancel culture. But I'm not here to talk about all that. 2021 was the year I saw every movie I had on my to-watch list. I also saw a bunch of other movies. 72 in all, actually. And this year I actually ranked all of them from 5 stars down to half a star. You can actually see all of it on my Letterboxd, which I have linked in the description. But I thought I should talk about my 10 favorite movies of 2021, just to kind of, contextualize what my year looked like. So let's get into my top 10 movies of 2021. And we're going to start with number 11. Okay, so I just have to preface this by saying there are a couple of discrepancies in my list. I only gave out 2 5-star ratings. Well, I can't talk when I'm listening to myself. we'll do that.
Malignant is an absolutely insane film. It is full of
It is also
over-the-top
what also
violence,
sparked my
cringy humor,
wanting to
terrible
make
music, and a
this
plot so
channel
insane you can hardly believe.
was that, like I said in this
The
video,
best
in the beginning of
part,
this
though,
video
is
here,
that the writer and director
in 2021,
James Wan
I actually
played
saw
off
a
as
lot of new
if he was
movies.
making
I,
a
you know,
completely
I watch a lot of new
serious
movies already in
movie.
this, you know,
It is
because I like new
hilariously
movies, but also because I
campy, and
do
I
the spoiler
don't know
cast,
if
so
it
we
is
talk mostly
accidental or
about
on
new
purpose.
movies. But
Either
in
way,
2020
I
and
absolutely
2021,
loved it. But I can't really
we
count
of course
among
talked a lot
my
about older movies as well. You know,
10 movies of
talked about Dawn of the
2021.
Dead, The French Connection,
So I'll have to make it
Chinatown.
number
We
11
talked about some
on this,
classics.
but
You
I thought I
know,
should
we even
mention
tried to
it
talk
since it is
some
one
a
of
little bit
my
about some indie movies. We
two
would pick some
perfect
super like
five-star
independent
ratings
projects. Like
now
how was it called? Don't
actually
Let the
get
Devil
into
In.
my top 10 of 2021.
We talked about that's
Number
Red Letter
10,
Media, Red Letter
Silent
Media videos,
Night.
movies. It's not really that.
I am a
obscure,
sucker
really, but
for
we talked
Christmas
about,
movies. But it is not often that I find a
whatever
modern
it's called,
Christmas
Recovered.
movie that I actually love.
Because it's
Silent
always
Night
like I
is
said,
one
it's
of
always
them,
been
Friends
you
and
know,
family are celebrating
a,
Christmas in a big, nice house on the countryside.
a kind of mission statement
This Christmas
on my
is going
channel
to
to
be a
like
little
talk about
different, though.
not just
Because
talk
at the
about
end, they are
mainstream
all
stuff, you
going
know,
to
talk
die.
about indie movies
Silent
and
Night is dark
kind of
and
shine a light
comedic
on
and straight up
quality stuff
depressing
outside
at
of the
times.
mainstream. But I've never
It offers
honestly
a little doom
never
and gloom,
really
but also a spark
done
of
that
hope for humanity.
too much.
It is a wonderful ensemble cast with great
It's always been that
performances all
I've gone
around.
for like maybe
It
not
might
the
not
most
be
mainstream stuff.
something
Like
I will watch
barely
every Christmas.
I
It's
barely
a little
watch
too
Marvel
depressing for
movies
that,
anymore. You know,
but it is
comic book movies in
definitely
general.
worth watching. Number 9, A Quiet Place.
But
Part
I
2.
haven't really watched.
Delayed
I
by
haven't
over a
really
year,
gone
this
into
was
like
one of my
indie
most
cinema or
anticipated
independent
movies of
cinema or
2020. And
foreign
unlike
film
many
as much
other
as I saw much as I
reviewers and
wanted to.
critics,
I mean,
actually
I do it from
think
time to
Part
time.
2 surpasses the original.
But in 2021,
The
I
monsters
really
might
went
have been
hard
nerfed.
into that because
Check
like
out Fermenter's awesome
I'm
analysis of the movie.
just
Links in the
tired
description. But A Quiet Place Part 2
of
gave the
the
characters
direction
more
that
room to grow.
the film industry is going.
Every story thread filled
So
a
actually
purpose, and it was nice that the movie actually had a
Did
plot
what I've
this
said
time.
for so many years that I
Both
wanted to do,
Millicent
and I
Simmons and
watched
Noah Jupe gave amazing
smaller movies,
performances.
independent movies, you know.
Everybody did,
Some
but
foreign
they were
films,
given
not a
the
lot.
best evolution
That's something I
of
want to
that
get better at. You know, not just watch
awesome
American
drama
movies.
thriller.
Just see movies from all countries.
Number
you know?
8. There were 2 great body horror movies this year. One of them was Titan,
So I actually did that
hailed
this
as
year.
one of the best movies of the year. It is
And that's
gross
why I
and
managed to watch
revealing,
72
and it was
new
a
movies
critical
this year.
darling, and the
And also
director,
that,
Julia
you know,
Ducournau,
what helped is that
won the Palme d'Or at
I
Cannes.
quit my job.
But my favorite body horror
so I have a
of
lot
the year
more
was
free time
Possessor.
on my hands.
Violent, dark,
to watch
gory,
movies.
and insane. Possessor deals with loss of identity, and
Right,
through that loss of humanity.
in watching all these
paints a
movies
grim
and trying to
picture
like
of
keep
an
track of the
alternate
movies that I
world where
watched,
data
I actually
collecting
also
is a
started
physical
using
intrusion of your
Letterboxd,
private life, and your
the social
body
media
can be
platform
used as a literal tool.
centered around movies. You know,
Brandon Cronenberg follows
where you
in his
can list your
father's
movies, you have, like,
footsteps
a little
and
diary
makes
thing,
one of the sickest movies
and
of
you
the year.
can
Definitely
God.
check that one out.
You can
unless you're a little
you can
squeamish.
review movies and shit.
Number 7.
And I actually
Guilty.
used that to
Probably the strangest release this year.
to catalog
I mean,
the
it was
movies I
sold as
watched.
just another
and
trash horror
since
movie
I like
like The
I
Biohazard
like
or
talking about movies,
Slenderman.
I like scoring or
Literally
grading
invent the
movies. You know.
empty man. But this is a
I started
complex,
reviewing them and
intricate,
putting
epic
little like
horror movie that
1,
manages
2,
to
3, 4,
terrify
5
you without
stars in the
any of the
movies,
modern
and I actually
horror
had
cliches.
fun
This
writing
is the
about
kind of
movies.
strange
which,
horror you would
know,
expect from an indie
talking
project,
about movies or
but
writing
it
about
was
movies.
actually
It's the same thing. 'Cause
produced
when I
and
talk
released
about a
by
movie
20th
on
Century
here,
Fox,
I usually have a script
before
first.
they
If it's
were
not the
swallowed
podcast,
by
of
the
course, because
Disney
the
monster.
podcast is very
Almost as
conversational.
an act
But
of
if I make a
defiance,
video
which was
review,
both a gift and a curse. It could never have been.
it's in 99% of the cases, it is a written review that I'm just, I'm reading the script to. And more, that was also part of it. Like sitting down and writing a script for a movie review, just like it was too much work for too little attention. However, writing little reviews on Letterboxd was it kind of rekindled my interest in writing about movies again. I rekindled my interest in writing in general. I've been having ideas for like little short films and stuff. And I don't want to go too fast, too quickly into this and then just burn out. So I haven't written any of that down yet. I just have ideas. But I have written reviews for every movie I've watched since then. Especially in December, trying to catch up with all the movies I wanted to see during the year. I saw a lot of movies, and I wrote a little review for all of them. And even now that the year started again, I have continued to watch at least one movie every day, a new movie. So I haven't rewatched a single movie this year.
It is a story about sad men
I think.
seeking absolute redemption. Disillusion
I've only watched new movies. I mean, not new movies as in 2022 or 2021 movies, but movies I haven't seen before. And I've written reviews for all of them. And I'm having fun talking about movies again.
Gives one of his best performances to date,
And that's also kind of why I wanted to start this channel, to make this an extension of my Letterboxd profile or whatever. And actually, like, make video reviews out of my Letterboxd reviews, and, you know, expanding on them a little bit, so I'm not just copying what I write on Letterboxd. And kind of like focus on making 10, 15, 20, you know, minute videos, maybe a little longer, since for some reason YouTube is preferring longer videos again. I've heard, and I've heard it for a while now, and I didn't listen. But, you know, making, you know, like somewhere between 10 and like 40-minute videos where I just talk about movies. And then actually, with the help of Letterboxd, I am discovering a lot of like smaller movies, and actually focusing on that damn clip from Red Alert Media. I love it. Actually focusing on highlighting independent in indie movies, like we have here, Pig. It was, well, I was gonna say one of my favorite movies last year. Yeah, it was my third favorite movie last year. And I know it got a lot of, well, the trailer got a lot of attention, but I honestly haven't heard too many people talk about it. Like, I've been watching some, you know, people on YouTube, like people, you know, that talk about movies. But I've been watching people who mainly talk about mainstream movies or like popular movies, and no one has Pig on their list. And that's insane, because it's such an amazing movie. And it's not just me, like, people who have actually seen it love it. Because it is a great movie. It is a great movie. But people aren't talking about it, and I don't understand why. So what I actually want to do now is to make videos about smaller movies. Highlight good cinema. Like last night in Soho. My second favorite movie last year. I know that was a little more divisive, which I honestly don't understand. People are like seeing stuff that just isn't there in this movie. Calling like a toxic attempt at a Me Too movie, whatever. It's just stupid. If you actually listen to what the director wants to say with the movie and like listen to him in interviews, you know, that's not what it's about. Anyway, where was I going with this? Right. So actually doing what I've wanted to do for years, and talk about smaller movies, and also putting this on a new channel where there isn't a mishmash of content from like over 10 years now of YouTube stuff. I mean, I've been doing YouTube on and off. Like here's this is from 2016, the first video I made in 2016. When I wanted to be a professional YouTuber, you know. But I already had like 10 years of content on my channel. So my channel is a clusterfuck of content, which also probably doesn't help with my with the algorithm, you know, because it doesn't know what to do with my channel. So that's also why I'm starting a new channel. Hopefully, after I have created a little bit of a back catalog, but you know, because you're not going to explode with your first video. I mean, some people do, but you're not going to explode with your first video. But if I make like 10, 20, 30 videos that are around 10 to 30, 40 minutes long, yeah. After all this talk about smaller cinema, my favorite movie of last year was the Justice League. What can I say? It was a fucking amazing movie. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Yeah, then the algorithm might know what to do with my channel, because it is, you know, I'm gonna, you know, consistently put out videos once, maybe twice a week. Certainly in the beginning, it's just gonna be once a week. Either gonna be like this, like 10-15 minute movie review, or a little longer, like video essay. and see if the algorithm actually picks it up, which would be nice. So that's why I've started a new channel. That's what I'm going to do on the new channel. I'm not going to do anything else on the new channel. I don't think so. Maybe in the future I'll do some live streams just, to catch up. But I'm so bad at live streaming anyway, so I don't know why I would bother. Or maybe I'll just relegate that to this channel, Here's another one. This flopped. This movie flopped completely. You heard about it, of course, and how the director Ridley Scott was like angry at people for not watching his movie. And yeah, it sucks because The Last Duel was amazing. It was like number 15 on my list. But the Harder They Fall is a Netflix movie that nobody talked about. It was such a fucking awesome western. I mean, not like a legend or anything, but it was great fun. Psycho Gorman, of course, we talked about Psycho Gorman on the podcast. Censor was one that I watched later, like in December. Really cool, like throwback retro horror movie, kind of reminiscent of Evil Ed, if you ever heard of that movie.
Well, that's gonna have to be it. Thank you so much for listening.
The video's over there. All right.
I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, and if you want my top 10 worst movies of the year, tell me in the comments as well, and I'll make that video.
Yeah. So that's the idea for that channel, to actually highlight good cinema. And why I started this live stream was to to advertise a little bit, although that didn't do too well because there's no one watching. Well, not yet anyway, but whatever. I'll you know what? I'm gonna leave this up on the channel, so maybe people can see this, and it'll be like a little like an advertisement for the new channel. But also, why I wanted to do this little live stream here was because now it feels like I'm way too high up. That's better. I just saw another Critical Drinker video. I don't know if I've talked too much about Critical Drinker. He's this remnant of the like skeptic community, but the geek end of the skeptic community. Sort of like channels like Geeks and Gamers. I don't remember. I used to watch a lot of them back in like 2017. Like when I stopped watching, when the skeptic community fell through it, I stopped watching any political stuff. I was like, I'm over it. This was bad. And I was still like in that mindset. Started watching. Oh yeah, like The Quartering. Who's now I don't know what he does anymore. He's such a retard. But started watching channels like Critical Drinker, Geeks and Gamers. What is that girl's name? Mindless Entertainment. I don't even know if she does stuff anymore. I should look that up. This little group of people that just made videos around Star Wars and how much like SJWs and feminists have ruined Star Wars. And I was all into that for a while. I think I've talked about this before. It's like, yeah, sucks, But the more you watch that, you realize that they're just I don't know if grifting is the right word for it, but they're just riding the wave of hate, basically. And after I watched The Last Jedi, I was just like, I don't give a fuck anymore about this shit. That's kind of where my journey towards starting the new channel, The Void, began. With me just stop caring about, like, being angry about movies and being angry about, they're ruining movies. And instead, just actually highlight good movies. I remember Mindless Entertainment. She I haven't watched her in a long time though, but she was still funny, sometimes. Oh, she's really, she's not doing too well. But I think she survives on streaming. Whatever, it doesn't matter. What I'm what I'm getting at is that the one from that group of people that have really managed to become successful is the critical drinker. I mean, he pulls in so many views. Every video he makes hits like 500,000 views in like a matter of hours, or at least days, you know. And all he does is talk about how, you know, pop culture is bad, you know. Star Wars is bad. Marvel is bad. I'm not even sure he thinks Marvel is bad though. No, he liked Spider-Man No Way Home, but you know, like let's read this. His latest video is called "Why Modern Movies Suck: The Soft Reboot." It came out yesterday and it has almost 600,000 views. We talked about The Matrix Resurrection should never been made. I agree with that, but you know, still. What else does he have? He has this whole series now about why modern movies suck. So another one is they're destroying our what? They're destroying our heroes. Okay. Did he have another one? Hollywood versus fans. Everybody loses. A lot of videos about Star Trek and how Star Trek is bad now because, of course, that got co-opted by the SJWs, so to speak. A lot of videos like that, and yeah, he really doesn't like where Hollywood is going, and I agree with that. I think it's a bad path we're going down. The kind of like the franchising of cinema. It's horrible. It's ruining cinema. That's why I well, it's not been that long, but that's why I stopped watching Marvel movies. And I never really liked the Marvel movies, but hey, their formula worked because I paid for their movies time and time again, even though I didn't like them. Because I was like, well, I need to watch them because I saw the last one, so I need to keep watching this. It's a good formula to make money, and they certainly have made a lot of money off of that. But the problem is that what he's doing, talking about all these things that he only talks about things. Now he doesn't. I shouldn't say that. He doesn't only talk about things he dislikes, but mostly does. So why modern movies suck. He has The Witcher Season 2, which it's just called 2 Steps Forward, 1 Step Back. I don't know. I haven't watched the new season yet. I like the first one. I haven't watched the second one yet. He recommends, like I said, Spider-Man No Way Home. He recommends Arcane, what is that, League of Legends anime or whatever it is. He talks about Santa Inc., which was like a small, like, popped off for like a second. So he talks about that. Talks about the Masters of the Universe Netflix show. And hates on that, of course. And then more modern movies suck. Talks about Ghostbusters Afterlife. Talks about Venom 2. The Eternals. Why modern movies suck. They're written by children. That's all he talks about. Dune. Batwoman, Batman, Squid Game, Malignant, that's good. He talked about something a little bit different. What is it after that? More Star Wars, Free Guy, Marvel, Matrix, Marvel, Netflix, Marvel, Dune, Star Trek, DC, Star Trek, Ghostbusters, Marvel, anti-SJW Marvel stuff, defeminizing female characters, 1.4 million views. Star Trek, Fast and Furious, Netflix, Disney, Marvel, Game of Thrones, Mortal Kombat, Flawed Victory. So what, he kind of liked the new Mortal Kombat. more Star Wars, DC, Marvel, Terminator, Marvel, Disney. You see, that's what he talks about. And most of it, like 9 out of 10 times, it's like, oh, how this movie ruined the franchise, or this new direction the franchise is going in is ruining it, and how they're ruining it, and how Hollywood used to be better, and how modern movies. Yeah, I mean, he has a whole series called "Why Modern Movies Suck," and I agree. I agree. The problem is that he's just riding a wave. Like he only seems to be watching things that he doesn't like. He plays video games he doesn't like, because then he can complain about it on the internet. I mean, this is not something groundbreaking I'm discussing here. It's been talked to death about before. But it's all he's talking about. Doctor Who, the 13th Doctor, A Legacy of Failure. Whatever. What happened to our villains? The Mandalorian Season 2, fun but formulaic. I mean, the closest he gets to indie cinema is that he talked about a year ago, he talked about The Lighthouse in a video called The Lighthouse, Glorious Insanity. All right. Oh yeah, he made a video about the movie Annihilation. The Natalie Portman sci-fi movie. He called it "It's Dumber Than You Think," and that is, ironically, one of the dumbest videos I have ever seen. Like, he does not know what he's talking about, and that's another problem with him. Like, first of all, so what he's doing is he is just talking about what his audience wants him to talk about. Like, they want him to keep hating on Marvel and Star Wars and SJWs and whatever, Star Trek. They want their own hatred for all those franchises and series and whatever. They all hate that. And they want their favorite YouTuber, the Critical Drinker, to keep talking about it, so that it feeds their hate, or not feeds. Well, it feeds their hate definitely, but it justifies their hate. It's like, I'm not alone in this, and that is a very comforting feeling. That's why I felt back in 2015, 16, 17. I mean, I still feel it to some degree. When I watch videos about Star Wars or Marvel, and that's why he gets so many views. So many views. Like, he made a 9-minute video about Batwoman Season 2, the funniest thing I've seen all year. Like, who cares about other than Batwoman fans, which I know all those weird DC shows or any sci-fi or like genre show has their dedicated fans. And I guess they also then have dedicated haters, because it's a 9-minute video about something that nobody cares about really, but it got 2 million views. So, and that's why he kept making these videos. That's all he does. He talks about nothing but comic book movies, and Star Trek, and like I said, Marvel, DC, and whatever is remotely popular, anything genre related, because that's what his audience wants to hear, and as long as he keeps making those kind of videos, they'll keep watching. But I'm just thinking, it must be exhausting though to only watch things you don't like. And that's why I stopped doing it. That's why I stopped watching Star Wars. That's why I stopped watching Marvel. That's why I'm barely watching DC movies anymore. I like Joker. I like Justice League. I'll watch them if I like them. But I'm done watching movies I don't like anymore. And I'd rather watch something different, because I know before I watch a big mainstream movie if I'm gonna like it or not. Like 99% of the time, I know if I'm not gonna like this. I am gonna like this, because honestly, I do like some of them. I'm not gonna like try to deny that. But like the next big one that I am hyped for is the new Batman movie, because I've been a fan of Batman since I was like 6 years old when I saw the animated series and the first Tim Burton movie on TV. Massive Batman fan. Not in the sense that I have like costumes and statues and I know everything about Batman, but I like the movies and I like Batman as concept. So I'm gonna watch that movie. And and that one I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like because it's Batman. But like when I saw Ghostbusters Afterlife, I wasn't gonna see that, but we got tickets to like an extreme early screening, so I kind of had to, once again, so we could talk about it, so we could hate on it. I knew I wasn't gonna like it, and I didn't. I mean, I liked it more than I thought I would, but I didn't really like it. I mean, it's the same thing. I went and saw Free Guy because my co-host, my sister, wanted to see it, and I knew I wasn't gonna like it, and I didn't because I knew what the movie was before. Now, these last like 6 months, the whole last year, but specifically last 6 months, I just stopped watching anything like that. And I decided to watch like different stuff. Not even that like way out there stuff, but different enough stuff to give me something else, give me something more interesting. And it really, like, in a very short amount of time, it broadens your horizons and it reignites your like faith in cinema. Like here, this is the movies, all the movies I watched in 2020. Not all the movies I watched, but all the new movies from 2021, some from 2020, but that's because Sweden, that I watched in 2021. All the way from, I haven't reviewed this because I fell asleep. I can't give this a score. I should have just put it in the bottom because what little I saw I didn't like. But I watched some, trash stuff. We'll even do this so you can see the scores. Here, I'll start from the bottom. Like, it should be fast. I can just do that. So we have one half, some bad stuff. If you notice, all the bad stuff is, it's mainstream Hollywood stuff. Because it is bad. It is bad. I agree with him there. But then there is actually a lot of good stuff being made as well. So let's go up to like 3.5. 3 stars out of 5 is like, it's above average. So it's okay. But if you want to push past that and go to the really good stuff, let's go to 3.5 stars. So 7 out of 10, 7 out of 10 is good. That's good. You have a lot of movies. Like you see, 22 movies from last year that I rated 3.5 and above. And you have everything from drama to, I guess, drama, comedy, action, sci-fi, more drama. I don't know what that is, but it was very good. Comedy, thrillers, period pieces, horror. I don't know what this is, but it was very good. Action horror, body horror, horror thrillers, horror movies. A lot of like thrillers and horrors. Not a lot of action. Dark comedy. Whatever this is, amazing movie, whatever, and of course, a big ass epic action movie. There is a lot of good movies still being made. They're just not Marvel movies. They're not Marvel. They're not Star Trek. They're not Disney. They're just outside of the mainstream, and we should talk about those movies instead. Like, we're never like, at this point, Disney's won. That's also something that why I've just given up. There's no point trying to like trying to make a change. Like Disney is one. Disney owns everything. They own Marvel. They own Star Wars. They own 20th Century Fox. They own most of Fox. I think they own everything Fox related. The only like holdouts are Warner Brothers because they have their own stuff with Batman and everything. Sony is barely hanging on with their Spider-Man stuff. That's about it. Universal, they do a little bit of stuff here and there, but like out of the big movie houses, that's about it. Disney is one. That's never gonna change, unfortunately. But I think it is still important to talk about anything else other than Disney and Star Wars and Marvel. Anything other than Disney, because if we don't, they will take over everything. There will be nothing left. So instead of just bitching, moaning, and complaining about how much franchise and Hollywood sucks now, how about we talk about the stuff that doesn't suck? How about I'm pretty sure if the critical drinker watched The Card Counter, he would love it. It's a great movie. If he watched any Paul Schrader movie, he would love it. Just from watching critical drinker videos, some of his videos. I don't watch all his videos. I don't want to give him more views. He has enough views as it is. I think he would love Paul Schrader movies. You know. Or the same thing with Pig. Maybe even, you know what? Maybe he even watched Pig because it was a Nicolas Cage movie and everyone wanted to watch a new Nicolas Cage movie. But he didn't talk about it. He didn't add to the conversation because he knows that mainstream audiences, general audiences, don't care about a movie like Pig. Even though it was one of the best movies of last year, in my opinion. I mean, but just looking in general at the scores. Now, the score's a little bit skewed here on Letterboxd since it has a very specific audience here on Letterboxd. Like, comparing the scores here, like, the general score here is 4 out of 5, which is very good, like an 8 out of 10. Compare that to, like, people on Twitter, it has a lower score, you know, because they favor, like, more mainstream movies. But, you know, in general, it's generally a very loved movie. Because it is an amazing movie. I can't emphasize that enough. Watch Pig if you can. It is an amazing movie. So how about the critical drinker, instead of just bitching about Star Wars and bitching about how modern movies suck, how about he talk about modern movies that don't suck? I saw 22 of them last year. That means that every other week he could make a video about a modern movie that doesn't suck. But he won't do that. Because if he made a video about Pig, it wouldn't get 500,000 views. I mean, honestly though, since they seem to gobble up everything he makes, maybe it would, you know? But I don't think it would. It would probably make considerably less, maybe even under 100,000 views. And even though his videos, now I'm just shitting on him because his videos are low effort, they're poorly written, and they just feel cheaply made. Even though they're all that, he still puts in time to make them, of course. And 100,000 views, I don't think he thinks that is enough anymore. Like if he's making a video now, he wants like at least like 400,000 or 500,000 views. And he gets that if he bitches, moans, and complains about Star Wars, about Star Trek, about Marvel, about Disney. And I think that is what needs to change. We need to talk about things we like instead. Especially people who, like me, and I guess the critical drinker, likes things that are slightly outside the mainstream. We need to make, even though our very, very small, well, his voice is pretty big now. He has over 1 million subscribers. But whatever. We need to make our very, very small voices heard to kind of stave off the Disney behemoth. And I've talked about this before, but not really done much about it other than complain about it. How we need to highlight independent movies, highlight good cinema from outside the mainstream, and that's what I have decided to do now. Instead of, you know, doing what the Critical Drinker does, which if I followed his formula, maybe I would get, probably wouldn't get as much views as he does. I don't understand how he did it, man. But I would probably get a bigger audience that way. But I mean, I think we need to change that. I think it's more important to talk about good movies, actual good movies, you know. And I just wish a guy with that big of an audience, who seems to have an audience that gobbles up anything he talks about, actually sat down and talked about something that he likes, that is outside the mainstream. Just, like I said, he does recommend some things. Hello, Laura Keeney. Yes, you spy a very, very epic mullet. I got it just before my birthday last year. So about a month ago, a little less than a month ago. Yes, I'm actually gonna trim it in a few weeks. It's already getting a little too big up top. You know, shave down the sides a little bit, but keep it growing in the back. Yes, it is an epic mullet. I haven't had a proper mullet in over 10 years, so I thought now is the time to do it. I also haven't washed my hair in like 2 days, so it's a little gross, but whatever. Welcome to the stream. Where was I? Yes. We're talking about what my plan is with my new channel. I don't know if you've seen. Did you comment on my new channel? I don't remember. But either way, I'm just talking about what my plans are with my new channel. And talking about, you know, why I started my new channel, and like, you know, kind of turn into a rant about the Critical Drinker. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's immensely popular in the circles that I move on the internet, and I just don't enjoy him at all for various reasons that I've already talked about. Now I feel I've been ranting so much, I kind of have to put this up as a video. I probably will, and I won't just delete it. But yeah, where was I? Jesus, you threw me off, Laura. Critics being more positive wouldn't hurt, but I would. But oh, I think my chat is being cut off. Here we go. Critics being more positive wouldn't hurt, but I would cinema to actually be good. I would want cinema to actually be good. Yes, but that's what I'm talking about. Cinema is good. You just have to look just outside the mainstream. Why can't I attach the... What is this? Why can't I attach the Critter had a great video on The Fifth Element. Sure. Yeah. Why do I have to have this? Why can't I have it down here? Ah, there we go. No? There we go. To actually be good. Yes. But that's what I was just talking about. I'll recap since it's a live stream and you just turn on. Last year, 2021, I watched 72 movies from 2021 and 2020. Some from 2020 because of Sweden. You know, we always get movies later. And out of those 72 movies, I saw a lot of bad movies. Of course I did. Of course there's also going to be bad movies. But I also saw... I counted anything that is like a 7 out of 10 for me and up is a good movie. And I had 22 movies last year that were all 7 out of 10 or 3.5 because I rated them on Letterboxd. Actually, I'll do this. I'll put... Wait, I can't write in the chat? No, I can't. I have to do this. Here. There's a link to my Letterboxd. What? It doesn't pop up. Weird. Top chat. Live chat. There we go. Why did I say? Oh, whatever. I'll just keep it like this for now. There are good movies out there. Like here, I'll go back to this. Boop. Like out of all the 72 movies, but down here, anything from The Matrix Resurrections, which I didn't actually review. Like I said, I fell asleep, so I can't really give it my, an actual official review. But what I saw was terrible, so I just put it at the bottom of the list. Probably isn't at the bottom of the list in actuality, but that's where it is right now. But you have bad movies like Willy's Wonderland, Cinderella, Monster Hunter, Home Sweet Home Alone. Oh my god, Shadow in the Cloud, Don't Look Up sucked. But out of all these 72 movies, 22 of them, and I mean, even if you go like 3 out of 5, which is still above average, you have 40 movies. I saw 40 movies last year that was actually good, you know? But if we only do 7 out of 10 or 3.5 out of 5, we have 22 movies. And they're almost all of them outside of the mainstream. Even though some of them are Netflix, they're still outside of the mainstream. So you have, Malcolm and Marie, Concrete Cowboy, The Harder They Fall, even Son of Metal and Finch are all streaming movies, you know. Yes, I hated Willy's Wonderland. I thought it was such a low effort, just poorly made movie, and he wasn't even good in it. I'm pretty sure he just did it for a paycheck, even though I doubt he got a lot of money for it. It's just terrible, but you have a lot of really good cinema coming out last year. You just have to look for it. That's another thing, you know. We should stop letting like algorithms and companies spoon feed us what movies we watch. We should instead just actually go out and look for good movies. That's what I did. Listen to people you trust, like me, or I listen to Red Letter Media. That's how I found The Assistant. That's how I knew about Pig before, but after they said Pig was good, I was like, maybe I should give it a watch. That's how I saw Pig. That's how I found The Kid Detective, which was, for a while, was my favorite movie of the year. And if you look at all these 22 movies, they're very varied. So like we said, you have dramas, you have action, you have sci-fi, thrillers, weird movies, comedies, more thrillers, some epic medieval action drama, horror comedies, body horror, modern cult movies. The Empty Man, I think, can become a cult movie in the future. Not a lot of action, mostly horror and drama, but still. And of course, Zack Snyder's Justice League is the greatest movie. I'm just unironically think that's the best movie of last year. It just is. I'm sorry. Anyway, there is a lot of good movies if we just try to look outside of the mainstream, you know? If we just give a little effort to find good movies, there are a lot of good movies out there, you know? And that's what I want to highlight with my new channel. Instead of being like the critical drinker and just, bitch, moan, and complain about how Hollywood sucks, how the industry sucks, why modern movies sucks, which is literally a series of videos he's making on his channel. How about we actually highlight good cinema? And I like when he does highlight good cinema. But like I said before, his two latest highlights were Spider-Man, which, even if it is good, the intentions of that movie is bad because it is feeding into this, the modern, the franchisation of modern movies. Like he recommended, maybe it actually is good. He recommended Arcane, the League of Legends show on Netflix. I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't know what else he liked. He liked Free Guy, which is, I don't understand that. It's a terrible movie. Terrible movie. That's what I'm talking about. Like, even when he recommends stuff, it's first of all, very seldomly he recommends things. And when he does, it's still like recommending Spider-Man No Way Home is not gonna do him any favors. Like, it's that is just perpetuating this why modern movies suck mentality he has. Because the fact that movie made $1 billion in a quarantine or whatever we are in nowadays, that is just gonna help Marvel and Disney. So, what a person like the Critical Drinker needs to do is to recommend movies outside of the mainstream. Recommend movies like I don't know if he likes them, but recommend movies like Pig, like The Kid Detective, like In the Earth. In the Earth was an amazing movie. It was so fucking good. Maybe it's not the most easily digestible movie. And I think mainly because I'm a fan of the director, I guess I was a little biased. But that was an amazing movie. That could actually be higher on my list, but because it is very hard to digest, I gave it a 4 instead of like a 4.5. But it could get a 4.5. So now I reiterated that, but yeah, what I'm trying to say is that's what I want to highlight with my new channel, and hopefully it will pick up some speed because I really want to highlight good movies from outside the mainstream. I think that is the most important thing right now. The most important thing isn't to complain about how bad Hollywood is. Everyone already knows that. What's important now is to talk about good movies instead. Be a positive change, you know? And that's what I want to do. So, Laura, if you're still here, I don't know. It doesn't look like it. I liked your video on analyzing an epic scene in mediocre scored movies. Which one was that? Oh, the Annabelle Comes Home video? Oh, wait. Are you thinking about pointing out... Wait, I can't... The chat in OBS doesn't work. I'm going to have to read the chat here. Are you thinking about pointing out the good of movies, even if they're scored poorly? That is... Yeah, like you said, I liked your video on analyzing the epic scene in a mediocre scored movie. I'm guessing you're talking about the Annabelle video. Sure, I'll do that. But it has to be very, a very specific like scene or movie. Like in Annabelle. I thought Annabelle was a great movie in general. I'm kind of alone in that sentiment. But I think that's actually a really, really good movie, and I think people just need to look past the fact that it is a Conjuring spin-off. That's the problem with that movie. But yeah, my focus is not going to be... Yeah, Annabelle with the Samurai, right. Okay, the chat here does not work. I'm going to remove this chat. I'm going to watch a chat over here. No, my focus is not going to be on highlighting good stuff in mediocre movies. My focus is going to be on highlighting good movies. I'm going to do other stuff as well. I'm not just going to do that. Like, I started working in October, I think. I started working on a video about the Hellraiser movies. That's why I back in September, October, I tweeted a lot about Hellraiser because that's when I started. I watched through all 10 or 11 movies. And I just couldn't bring myself to actually to finish writing about that. But I'm gonna finish that script and actually turn that into a video. And that's gonna be me talking about bad movies. I like some movies that are really poorly made but do have decent enough writing to be interesting. Oh, definitely. Like that's another thing. I had an idea a while ago, but I had an idea for a new series of videos calling A for Effort, where I talk about a movie that honestly isn't that good, but the intent of the movie is good. Like, it's an interesting idea, or yeah, certain aspects of the movie is really good. And I actually have found a couple of more movies that I could make videos about that about. I watched Night of the Comet, this like zombie apocalypse movie or whatever you call it, post-apocalypse movie. No, it's like mid-apocalypse movie from the 80s, and the Solomon Kane movie from 2009. Like movies with good concepts that kind of fail on some or on one or several levels, just fail. To like highlight those and highlight what is good in those. Yeah, sure, but not specifically like the Annabelle video, because that was just one scene, and also I just wanted to talk about Annabelle because I thought it was great. When I used to compose music, some sections were amazingly artistic, but the rest was crap. You used to compose music? That's awesome. What kind of music did you used to make? And why did you stop? More importantly. Or maybe you still do, but you just don't do it in the same capacity as before? I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, but overall, my mission statement is to highlight good movies, mainly outside of the mainstream, so as to highlight anything other than the mainstream, to kind of prop that up, like I said before, to kind of stave off Disney completely taking over. Because like I said before, Disney's already won. They're from now until the end of this world, they're gonna be they're gonna have a monopoly on big blockbuster movies. We're never gonna, it's just gonna, they're just gonna grow and grow, and everything else is just gonna start keep shrinking. I used to play violin, but kind of burnt out on it. Okay, well that's awesome that you used to play violin. Cool. Do you think you'll ever pick it up again, or it's just like, nah, not for me anymore? Or was I? What was I saying? Shit. Right. Yeah. So, highlighting stuff outside of the mainstream cinema, because, like I said, Disney has won. They're only going to keep growing, but in order for them to not completely take over, we people who like other things need to highlight the other things we like, to kind of at least have some people talk about movies like that. Willy's Wonderland, #1 movie. There's this podcast I listen to sometimes. They're kind of in the similar. They have a similar style, not style, but there's similar thoughts as the Critical Drinker. It's called the Salty Nerd Podcast. It's interesting enough, but they're 4 people doing the podcast, and they each did like a top 5 of 2021, and all of them, even if they didn't have it in their list, mentioned Willy's Wonderland. I was like, what's that movie? And I was like, I haven't seen it yet, so I shouldn't judge them. But I just watched the movie then and there, because it was on Netflix, at least here in Sweden. And I was like, I'll watch it, and then I'll judge them for liking that movie. So I watched Willy's Wonderland, and oh my god, it is, in my opinion, absolute garbage. It is terrible. So bad. I know a lot of people say it's so bad that it's good, but no. It is so bad that it's just terrible, in my opinion. I won't judge too harshly if you like Willy's Wonderland, but I didn't. At all. Oh no. But that's, that's the idea, at least, of the channel, to highlight good stuff outside of the mainstream. That's also what I said before, earlier in the stream. It's been my idea with this channel, Please Don't Make a Scene, was for a long time to like talk about, smaller movies that people might not watch or even know about. But they're really good, and highlight good movies outside of the mainstream. But I did it sometimes here and there. You thought Willis was funny? Sure, yeah, sure, and I'm, to each their own. Is what I'll say about that. What did I actually write about that movie? Hold on. I did review it. I don't remember exactly. I can't speak. I don't remember exactly what I said about it. I said, "Where's my review? What? I can't read my review. Why is that? Let's do this. Nope. Why can't I read my own review? Oh, maybe I didn't write a review. Ah. Okay. Well, my review of Willy's Wonderland. I like the movie Wrath of Man with Jason Statham. He's an epic mob boss. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to see that one, but I didn't. I mean, I might still watch it, but I can't put it on my 2021 list, because at this point I've already it's that list is sealed, so to speak. But yeah, I want to check that one out, because I still have faith in what's his name, the director, the guy who made Snatch and the King Arthur movie from a few years ago. Guy Ritchie. I still have faith in him making good movies. I like the King Arthur movie. I can see why people didn't like it, but But I heard a lot of good about Wrath of Man. I'm actually going to check that out. Thank you. I'm going to put that on my list. Thank you for reminding me. The movie Wander from 2020 reminded me of A Beautiful Mind. Wander. I don't know what that is. I'll do that. Wander. Oh, by the way, I just recently watched A Beautiful Mind for the first time. I've had it in my collection for a long time, but I haven't watched it because I was like, nah, I don't want to watch it. But I sat down and watched it, and it was pretty good. I kind of liked it. Wander. After getting hired to probe a suspicious death in the small town of Wander, a mentally unstable private investigator becomes convinced that the case links to the same conspiracy cover-up that caused the death of his daughter. Conspiracies? Ooh. Oh! Aaron Eckhart, Catherine Winnick, Heather Graham, Tommy Lee Jones. Okay. It didn't get terrible reviews. 54. Let's do this. What? Why couldn't I... hold on. No, wait, I'll do this, and I'll watch the trailer. Say it, man! Ugh.
Killed my daughter and destroyed my family. I don't know who you are, but I'm coming for you.
You're a good man, Arthur. A silent warrior.
I am powerful. I am protected.
I've always had a gut feeling that there was some link between here and what happened to your family.
You're going to find them, Arthur. I know you will.
They know I'm here.
Oh! Was that
No one's recording you right now.
You sure?
the guy from
The people
Breaking
controlling
Bad?
all this, they're bringing people here. They're changing their names.
So lucky to be here.
There's an entire underground bunker. The people here in Wonder, they're all trapped.
What does it have to do with you?
They killed my daughter.
We're pinning down the truth. I never wanted blood on my hands.
He's gonna end up hurting himself or someone else.
It's a war, Jimmy. Between the dark and the light.
Oh, yeah, it just recently came out. All right. No, 2020. Okay, so a year ago. A little more than a year ago. Huh. I'll put that on my list. I like the cyberpunk movie. Cyberpunk movie? There's a cyberpunk movie? I don't, you know. Zone 414. Oh, I saw the trailer for that. It didn't look like... Oh, the cyberpunk game. Sorry, I didn't read your... I wasn't too excited about the Zone 414 trailer. I don't know about that one. I've mostly been watching older movies from 1930s, 1960s. Some of them are amazing. Oh yes, a lot of older movies are really great. One of the best movies I've seen like in a long time was I saw Vertigo for the first time. Why can't I talk? The Alfred Hitchcock movie. From, when is it from? 1958. I hadn't watched too many Hitchcock movies before. I think I've only seen Psycho and The Birds. Yeah. But I bought 2 of his movies that have now been like they have been remastered. Specifically, Vertigo was like, very like there was this big project to remaster it. But I also bought Rear Window, so up there or somewhere. But I watched Vertigo, and oh my god, Vertigo was fucking amazing. Willing to look at a game trailer? Sure. I'll watch anything to keep the stream going. Classic Doom Eternal trailer by what? Can you link it to me? Because I can't read that. I guess you just copy that name. Shouldn't be too hard to find on YouTube. Classic Doom Eternal. Hey, okay, yeah. Yeah. I'll do this again.
What you interfere with now is bigger than you can imagine. If you continue, you will bring down the heavens' wrath. It is written. It is their time to give penance. You are but one man. They are no longer your people to save.
Doom 2. Yeah, cause it's Doom 2. Nice. That's very good. The Principal from 1987. Jim Belushi. Never heard of it. The Principal. Ba-da-ba. Jim Belushi. Louis Gossett Jr. A teacher is assigned to be the principal of a violent crime rate in high school. Oh! It sounds like that Treat Williams movie, the Substitutes. I've never seen that one, but this didn't get a lot of good reviews, though. Let's see here. Let's do this. Boop. Johanna Steinmetz gave it good from Chicago Tribune. It's basically an anger film, a catharsis for problems we haven't learned to solve. As that, it does its job well with humor. Humor? Okay, so it's not like a Taxi Driver or what's that called? Joe. But I guess it's in the same camp, but funnier. Let's actually, I'll do this. Jim tries to reform a bad school, but has to take out some drug dealers. Yeah, sort of like in the same vein as what's it called? Why can't I fucking use my words? Death Wish. Thank you. Death Wish. Yeah. Yeah. I guess it came out sort of in the same time as that one. Let's watch the trailer. I mean, why not? Why is there no sound? Hello? There's no sound on that one. Let's check out YouTube. Where did my... There we go. Hold on, I'll do this. For the first time I watched Lady Death, an American anime. Hold on, let me see it. The Principal, 1987. There's a trailer. Is the whole movie here? Sometimes you can find full movies on YouTube. Let's see. No. Okay. Sometimes. No, the whole movie is on there, but it's dubbed in Polish, so I'm not going to watch that. Let's watch the trailer, though. There we go.
Some people think Rick Latimer shouldn't be a teacher.
All right, bring him up. Linda, I want you wearing a bra to class.
Rick, grow up.
I'm trying.
And now he's been promoted to the bottom of the barrel. A war zone called Brandell High. His job? Principal.
Who do you think you are, Dirty Harry or somebody?
So you're the new principal, huh?
Yes. Hi. Must be the captain of the debating team? No?
Come from all over the district. They even come with their own customs and traditions. Burglary, weapons, truants, all them nice things.
I want you guys to be comfortable here. I want you to think of this school as a home away from prison.
Man, do you know where you are? Ain't you heard what they say about this school?
His opposition. Everybody.
No more gang intimidation, arson, robbery, rape, or whatever the hell you've been majoring in here. No more!
You talk too much.
Can you tell me what class this is for?
Any class Victor Duncan tries to kill me in.
This school here is my school. I make the rules.
I want these guys put on temporary payroll as security guards.
But they're teachers!
They're big teachers.
His allies. Just one.
I'm glad you're here.
I know you're glad. You'd be dead by now.
They want to keep him out.
If you're trying to reach me, I just cut your hand off.
I got another one.
He wants
I want to make a school out of this place.
to keep
This is
them
what
in.
Give me 5, I'll buy.
what they would call a white savior movie today. And I can definitely see that in this one. But
ones to throw the rest in the garbage.
You're not the principal here anymore. And if you come back tomorrow and you try, you're going home in a body bag. James Belushi.
I'll be here tomorrow.
And Louis Gossett Jr.
Hey, Rick. I'll be here too, man.
in The Principal.
yeah. And Lady Death, 2004. Full movie. Is this Laura? Is this that Lady Death? Well, I'm not gonna watch the whole thing. Wait. We'll watch the trailer first. I can't spell. There we go. Oh, there it is. Let's watch this. I'll just preface this by saying I'm not a big fan of anime. But...
Life in hell can be beautiful, daughter, if you let it. Desire equals power.
I've made up my mind, Hope. I'm not going back to school at Uppsala.
But Niccolo...
Come with me.
I never watched Kung Fury. I mean, sure, it was the whole, like, retro celebration thing, but I don't know, it didn't appeal to me. But I hear it's good, it just didn't seem like a movie I would like.
Hope, we will be together. It is our destiny.
Niccolo!
When will the madness end? Matthias speaks, and God answers. Satisfied, priest? Perhaps you pray to the wrong god.
I don't want to be disrespectful, but this looks cheaply animated.
Who are you?
The better question is,
who are you?
Take the blasphemer!
Help me! God, please, help me!
We can work together again. God cannot help you.
Dear Lord, forgive me.
Oh, we should keep it on. Oh no, missing sound effects. Maybe that's just a trailer. I don't know. Oh wait, the Beast in Heat. You mean the Italian like? It's not really a Nazi exploitation movie, but oh, well that was Lady Death. You mean Beast in Heat, the exploitation movie? I saw it a couple of years ago. It's it's a special one, yeah. It's the one about the guy who's he's locked in a cage by Nazis, right? I didn't hate it, but it wasn't really my kind of movie. Yes. Yeah, I remember it. It's sometimes very funny, sometimes really creepy, but overall not as good as I thought it was going to be. I know some of my friends had been talking about it for a while, because at least one of them are really into movies like that, exploitation movies, 70s movies, Italian like Giallo, and yeah, exploitation movies. And I mean, the premise is just so insane. It was like, he was really looking forward to it, and then when we saw it, it was like, it wasn't as good as we thought it was, and some of the beast scenes were just creepy. Did you know that the guy who played the Beast, or whatever he's called in the movie, wasn't actually an actor? He's like a florist. He's like selling flowers in Rome, and the director or the producer or someone saw him and like, I want to use you. You can play the monster in my movie because you're ugly. And like, oh, okay. And he made Beast and Heat in like one more movie or something. That poor man. I think he died pretty early because of some heart failure or something. I think at least. Yeah, it's an interesting movie. Very interesting movie. I was about Crime Macho. I started watching Crime Macho, and I'm a big fan of Clint Eastwood, especially his later movies. Mainly because they are kind of a return to old, old style of making movies and writing movies, and I enjoy that. I like Richard Jewell is one of my favorite movies of the last few years. I really like that movie. And of course, American Sniper is a really, really good one from a few years ago. Anyway, and I think a lot of people they didn't like Crime Macho because they thought it was like toxic or something with toxic masculinity. I don't know. I started watching it because it was on HBO Max, and honestly, I think he needs to retire. First of all, he was convincing like 10, 15 years ago as like an old tough guy. But now when he's past 90, I think he's 91 this year or last year, he just looks frail. It's I mean, he has managed to play off that rough, gruff style way past when he should have. I mean, even in The Mule, it kind of worked, but you were like, this doesn't really, it's not really working. The Mule should have been his swan song, because I mean, that's kind of what the movie is about. In Crime Macho, I just didn't buy it. I didn't watch the whole thing, so I'm not saying this is my like definitive thoughts about it. I want to finish it at some point, but I just didn't buy it. I don't know. It was at least the beginning was poorly written, and he was just too old. Ooh, Dirty Work. Yes, Dirty Work is an unsung comedy classic, which I think more people should watch. It's basically an Adam Sandler movie, but with actual like good jokes in it. The whole scene when they insinuate that he has been taken advantage of in prison, when all he can muster to say is, "You should be ashamed of yourselves." Ashamed. he just keeps repeating it. It's one of the funniest things ever because he's so in shock he can't even use other words than shame. That's a good movie. Dirty Work is amazing, and I was really sad when I heard that he passed away. When was it? It was just now, right? was it this year? I mean, we're still in the beginning of the year, so I don't even know if it was this year or last year. Well, yeah. Adam Sandler movies doesn't have the last 20 years his movies doesn't really have jokes anymore. He was kind of funny like in the mid 90s, but even then it was pushing it. I'm sorry, that's just. We made a whole podcast series about it. If you want to check that out on the channel, the Adam Sandler podcast. I think there's a playlist where we go through not all his movies, but most of his movies. If you want a more detailed analysis of what I think about his movies. Hold on, Norm Macdonald. When did he die? Once again, I can't spell. Norm Macdonald. There he is. It was last year. What? It was in September? It's been that long? It felt like it was just a couple of weeks ago. He died in September. Holy shit. Man, time goes fast. He's been dead since September? Ugh, I don't know why that made me sad. I mean... Anyway. When I was a kid, I didn't really care about story, but Spawn was a fun flick, and the Crow with Brandon Lee is pretty cool. Yes. I spent $60 on a region unlocked DVD player so I could play my my DVD of Spawn that I bought a few years ago. Well, many years ago now. Because I remember watching this when I was a kid, and I'm like, it's really cool. And then I bought it like when I was like, 26, 27. I was like, man, I gotta watch it again. But oh no, it's Region 1. Here in Sweden, we only have Region 2 players. So I spent $10 on that movie, I think. And then an additional $60 on a DVD player that could play Region 1 DVDs. Only to figure out that I do not like Spawn anymore. The Crow, however, I watched it recently. I love The Crow, to say it. I love The Crow. From the first time I saw it, always loved it. I think it's a really, really good movie. Even rewatching it now, when I'm more critical of movies, it's still an amazing movie. So that one, yes, that's a really good one. I do like the honest reviews stuff because of the humor. I would love to see more stuff like that to introduce comedy to people. Yeah, but that's the same thing. They only go for, the mainstream stuff. And I do like that they actually also do poke fun at the mainstream stuff and like complain about what is bad about it. That's good, but I think we need to talk about more outside the mainstream stuff. We need to talk more about classics. We need to talk more about independent cinema. So that's what I'm going to focus on my channel. And I don't think... I mean, comedy still exists to a certain extent. But I haven't watched a really, really funny movie, like genuinely funny, a well made, like well constructed jokes and like actually fun movie, not just fat guy fall down movies, whatever. Actually a good comedy. I haven't watched that since like 2014. I think. Oh, yeah, right. It's this movie. What We Do in the Shadows. Really, really funny. Doesn't say what year it came out. I mean, I have the internet right there. I could just look up, but I want to see if I could see it on here. Is the disc loose in here? That's not good. Oh, that's because I bought... Right. I bought this on a shitty, like, Swedish released Blu-ray. That had 0 special features. But then I found this import version. It's on DVD, unfortunately. But it has a lot of fun bonus features on it. So, you know, for just watching the movie, you know, I kept the Blu-ray disc. But, you know, I also have the DVD in there for the bonus features. So the Blu-ray can be loose in there. Blu-rays are very scratch resistant, so that's fine. But it shouldn't be loose. No, it's... And honestly, before that one, I talked with my parents recently about that. That I think the last year where we had really good comedies was 2008. That's when we had Step Brothers and Tropic Thunder, 2 of the greatest comedies of all time. And after that, it's been downhill, except for, you know, little beeps in the EKG, like What We Do in the Shadows. When watching things online, I can tell humor is starting to disappear for people in general. I have a theory that people need to be introduced to comedy. I agree. There's the problem, of course, that, you know, there are less and less things we can actually make fun of. Because a lot of comedy is making fun of things. Punching down. Not even specifically punching down, but, like, making fun of things. And there are less and less things you are allowed to make fun of. So, you know, it becomes harder and harder to be really funny. I saw a video about that. Like sort of like Vine style video. Like a lot of those things. Like comedy nowadays is like lol random reference, you know, hashtag relatable stuff. And while I can find that very funny sometimes, I don't think that is, like, good comedy. That's not funny. Have you considered reviewing a short series for a video on a board game? Wait, there's a short series of videos based on a board game? Sure. Give me a link and I'll check it out. But I was talking about comedy. Let's see if we can find that video. I saw comedians in 2045 or something. Yeah. Oh, a Star Test. That's the Warhammer thing, right? I've seen clips of it. All works, yeah.
Hey man, I hear you guys.
Here it is. I thought it was pretty funny. Maybe a little overdone, but I mean 2045 is like 20 years away, so who knows? It might be accurate. But let's check it out here.
Hey man, I hear you got some funny stuff. Nah, yo, I don't know what you're talking about. All I got is not offensive, state-approved memes. I know you got the good stuff. I want the real thing. That's all I got. I won't tell anyone. Tell me a joke. Shh, yo, chill with the J word, okay? Alright, my bad. Get out of here. You want me to verbally tell you a joke? Come on, man, I'm fiending. That's felonies. I got the Amazon credits. Okay, fine. Bro, thank you. Bro, just chill. Okay, you ready? Knock, knock. No, now you gotta say who's there. Oh, okay. Knock, who's there? No. I say knock, knock. You say who's there. Okay. Knock, knock. Who's there? Kanga. Now you gotta say Kanga. Who? Kanga. Who? Actually, it's kangaroo. That's a play on words, bro. Bro, knock, knock. That's potentially highly offensive to victims of B&Es. I'm a sicko. And the misidentification of an endangered marsupial is very problematic. You want to hear where the chicken crossed the road? Bro, I don't know. I think I need to go home and chill after this. Just like relax and insert my Bezos Whole Foods Cardi B collab DMT butt plug. I've had 2 at my pussy this whole time.
It's pretty funny. What is he doing an analysis and as starters to show how it is being made entertaining. I'm not going to promise anything, especially because of how I'm, where I'm going, where I'm trying to go with the new channel and this channel. But I'll take a look at it and see. Is it all on YouTube? Can you watch Starties all of it on YouTube? I can't spell again. Yeah, there it is. Original version, full edit, all parts. Oh, I saw Ip Man a while ago. I really wanted to love it more than I did. I thought it was good. It was a good. Wait. Let's start this. Is it just? Here it says full edit all parts, but it's only 12 minutes long.
Johanna Möller, Sveriges mest hatade kvinna.
Har du någon skuld i det som har hänt?
Nej.
Vi visste ju att hon ljög.
Oh my god, what I have to watch it.
Play.
No!
Vi har tagit fram ett enkelt, säkert och långsiktigt sparande som sköter sig självt. Spara på livet, medan vi på Opti sparar åt dig.
Wait, what do you mean? Wait. Please watch the originals first. So you can't watch the original videos anymore? Alright. But this video has all the videos in it. Is it only like 13 minutes long then? That they wouldn't let him keep his videos on YouTube. Like you're not supposed to do. I have very little knowledge of Warhammer, especially for Warhammer 40k. So if I'm just quiet, it's because I'm just trying to figure out what's happening. I know these are Space Marines? I think so. Well, I only know some of the Warhammer lore, but the video is very entertaining, dark, but still satisfying. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this is interesting in a vacuum, like where I have basically no knowledge of the lore or anything, other than it's always war. And there's this like 10,000-year-old emperor who is somehow alive and rules the universe or something. Isn't the big power armor guys, aren't they humans? He's fighting other humans. I thought there was this coalition between all the human factions and some of the extraterrestrial factions. From what I remember. Maybe I'm wrong? I don't know. Yeah. His name Alfonso Montes de Ocha. I know that. I saw Corridor Crew react to this video. We're taking out rebels. Oh, okay. I guess the weird spines are psychic humans instead of going. Yeah, because whenever you use like psychic powers, you get closer and closer to like the void or something. Hey, the void, right? And there are these characters like you can call like voiders or something. I don't know. I briefly read up on it a little bit. I was playing the pen and paper role-playing game version of this. I only played it a few sessions, but you know. Read something about that. Like, if you're going to play like a magic character, it's really dangerous to use magic, because you can basically like go insane from like seeing the vastness of the emptiness of space or something. Okay. Is that the relic? All right. Well, I can ask you then, before I finish this, before I give my verdict or whatever. I can more specifically, what is it you like about this video or these videos? Because so far, for me, it's just an action scene. I mean, it's a well-made one, and kudos to one guy animating this. It's very, very well made in that aspect. But, like, there's not much of a story here. There's some flaws in the videos, like character positioning, etc. Yeah. But I'm thinking more like, from a narrative standpoint, like, there's not a lot going on here, and they're definitely... It's interesting that they're telling a story without dialogue, and it's a story here. You can definitely tell there's a story here. But it's hard to follow along if you don't know who the characters are. Like, if you're like, oh, those are just humans, those are just power armor guys. Like, honestly, the power armor guys are kind of coming off as the bad guys. And I guess they technically are, though, right? In Warhammer? I don't know, it's... There's no action, some mission about the enemy and the true purpose of the much dialogue. Yeah, we still only watched, well, half. Yeah. It's all just war. That's what I always had a problem with Warhammer. It is just, there's no plot. There's only world building to perpetuate this endless war, which is just goes against everything I like about storytelling. But I do like the little models, and I've painted some of the models. I like that. The war! That was called the Void, right. They're trying to destroy the relic's connection to the war. They thought it could bring the demons of the material world. The power armor guys are trying to destroy the relic. I'm guessing the rebels want to bring demons to the material world? Is that guy with the Space Marines, with the power armor guys? Because they're not trying to kill him. Cut your arm off! Oh no. The guy with the eye is an Inquisitor. Someone... Okay, so he was part of their gang, so to speak. He was... Yeah, okay. Well, then I'm at least following along then. Uh-oh. Are they in the warp now? Shouldn't that drive them like insane immediately? Oh, that stump must hurt. Oh, is it continuing now? No, it's over. Okay. 300 years. Yeah. I mean, it's probably that's definitely something made for people who already like Warhammer. Like for me, that did, honestly, no offense, it did nothing for me other than some cool action and admirable CGI work from just one guy, one private, private person, so to speak, civilian. That's really cool. But it didn't emotionally engage me or anything like that. But I do understand what makes it entertaining for people who, for people who find it entertaining. I see what it is. It's because it is adding another dimension of immersion and drama to something they already like, which is Warhammer. I would think. But for someone like me, genetically altered humans. That's also very hard. Since we don't see our hero go through some sort of change, or really show any emotions at all, it's very hard to make him a sympathetic character. And the fact that he's not really a character more as he is I can't call him a symbol either. He's just another cog in that machine that is the Space Marines, and that only serves the purpose of continuing this world building where there is only war, so they can keep making Warhammer figures and people can keep playing the game. Yeah, as a narrative, it doesn't work. I don't think it works as a narrative. What makes it entertaining is that you see, oh, it's those cool characters that I play with as a tabletop game, and now I get to see like what I see in my mind's eye when I play the game. Now I get to actually see that on screen. That's what makes it entertaining. I recently got Orgy of the Dead and Remote Control. Orgy of the Dead. Orgy of the Dead. I recognize that. Orgy of the Dead. Ew! No, wait. That's the, No, wait. Oh, Ed Wood only wrote it. He didn't direct it. Come, let me take you in my golden arms, in gorgeous astrovision and shocking sexy color. Right, he wrote like, at the end of his career, he wrote like softcore porn movies. I haven't seen this one. I saw Night of the Ghouls, which has a similar plot. And that movie fucking sucks. Have you seen the biopic about Ed Wood that Tim Burton made with Johnny Depp playing Ed Wood? That is an amazing movie about a guy that really should have been forgotten because he only made bad movies, and not even so bad they're good. Most of them are just so bad they're bad. And I other than, of course, like, super fans, I think a lot of why people know who Ed Wood is because of the Tim Burton movie. Have you seen that one? This one? From 94? It's really good. I didn't know it was based on a book. Nightmare of Ecstasy. Nightmare of Ecstasy. I've watched the movie probably 20 times, and I have no idea it was based on a book. Is it a book about Ed Wood? Re-released to coincide with Ed Wood, Tim Burton movie based on the book, yes. This authoritative underground biography brings to life the renegade filmmaker who broke new ground in absurd supernatural horror and campy suspense. The author recalls the 50s when the invasion of movie houses by monsters became a national youth craze. Huh. Might have to check that out. You haven't seen it? Whoa. Okay, we're gonna watch the trailer then, because it is a really, really, really good biopic. One of Tim Burton's best movies.
From Touchstone Pictures.
You flying saucer?
Critics are calling Ed Wood one of the year's funniest films.
It's science fiction, a heartbreaking romance. It's a supernatural thriller.
Rolling Stone says Johnny Depp is terrific in a hilarious performance.
All right, everybody, let's finish this picture.
Martin Landau is a sure thing Oscar nominee.
My name is Bela Lugosi.
It's Tim Burton's most provocative film.
Do you reject Satan and all his evils? Sure.
Ed Wood, rated R.
That was a terrible trailer. No.
Schlock.
It's a great movie. You should definitely check it out, especially if you like Ed Wood, because it's definitely a love letter to Ed Wood and like schlock cinema. It's done with nothing but respect for the man. So they're not making fun of him at all or anything like that. Definitely check out Ed Wood by Tim Burton. It is great. But I think I'll skip Orgy of the Dead, because I don't like Ed Wood movies that much. I like Bride of the Monster. I think that's actually a genuinely good movie. It was just poorly put together. That's an A for effort movie. But other than that, I haven't really seen any movies of his that I like. Like Night of the Ghouls, I hate. Plan 9 from Outer Space it's just funny because it's the one, the worst movie ever made, even though I've seen worse. And I think I've seen one other Ed Wood movie, but I can't remember. I've seen clips from Glenn or Glenda, but I haven't seen the whole thing. I also got the Maniac Cop movies because I like Bruce Campbell. I have only seen the first Maniac Cop, and I think it's a pretty good movie. I've heard that the second one is bad, and the third one is like hilariously, insanely weird and bad in a good way. So I kind of want to check that one out. You watched the Lethal movies for the first time? Well, what did you think? Which one was your favorite? I love the original, and I think none of the sequels reach the same heights. I do like the second one, But it's not the same thing. You know, they actually, in the original ending of Lethal Weapon 2, Riggs was supposed to die. But of course, you know, they couldn't kill him off because it was a, you know, successful sequel. So they wanted to make more sequels, you know. But I think that movie could have benefited from him dying, actually. Having like a somber ending to that movie. But as it is, the first one, masterpiece. Even though it wasn't the first one, it was definitely the movie that kind of created the buddy cop genre. So that's cool. And I think the second one is good. That's about it. Oh, the TV show. I only saw a few episodes of that. Yeah, Mel Gibson is... he is fucking amazing in Lethal Weapon. And that is proof that you can actually have like layered and interesting characters portrayed well by a good actor in an action movie. I mean, that's like Oscar-worthy stuff, that movie. At least his performance. He's so badass. Oh, yes, he is. Even now, when he's a little crazy, he's still fucking badass. Have you seen Dragged Across Concrete? It's basically if Riggs continued to be a cop in his 60s and just got more and more like angry and jaded and racist. Not like outward racist, but just not very careful with choosing his words and stuff. It is an amazing movie. Actually, maybe I've talked about it before, but it bears repeating. That is one of the best movies of the last few years, Dragged Across Concrete. You also saw the Beverly Hills... Oh, what did you think there? For me, only the first one is good. 2 and 3 are terrible. But the first one is also a really good, like, murder mystery. You know, it's a genuine, well-made murder mystery, but also with a lot of comedy because you have Eddie Murphy, of course. Dragged Across Concrete is definitely the kind of like, not super outside of the mainstream, but definitely enough outside of the mainstream that people might not really, but people might miss it. But it's a kind of old school filmmaking that we really need nowadays, I think. Where it says, I grew up with old shows like Barney Miller, which were very progressive at the time, but then Lethal Weapon comes out and all. Barney Miller, I never heard of Barney Miller. Barney Miller, what is that? Barney Miller. The captain of the NYPD 12th Precinct and his staff handle the various local troubles and characters that come into the squad room. Never heard of it. It has good ratings. But I've never heard of it.
Now on DVD.
Well, Precinct, Cap Miller speaking.
Barney Miller. The entire legendary award-winning sitcom returns.
Yeah.
Barney Miller, the complete series.
Onwards and upwards.
Hey, that's Abe
25 discs that include all 8 seasons of the hilarious detectives of the 12th Precinct. Fish.
Give me the car in his office. That's all right. If I was in a hurry, I wouldn't be calling you.
So is this Brooklyn Nine-Nine, basically?
Woja. Harris.
You have the right to speak to your own attorney.
Yamana.
Quarterly inventory.
Yeah? We just did one 3 months ago.
Dietrich.
How about you, Nick? You ever feel any longings to return to your home?
I was born in Omaha.
We got a city in Nebraska. Sounds just like that.
And Barney.
What did he do?
That's racist.
Try to electrocute
But
himself.
hilarious.
Put one finger in the light socket and one foot in the toilet bowl.
With newly produced and never-before-seen bonus features, including interviews with the cast.
The deeper it got, the truer it got, the funnier it got.
The first season of Fish, starring Abe Vigoda.
I kissed you. Don't you want to kiss me back?
Let's control ourselves. This is not our anniversary.
A 32-page commemorative book and the original unaired pilot. This 3-time Emmy and Golden Globe Award-winning comedy is considered one of the funniest sitcoms ever.
Worst comes to worst, we can always go eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
Hey, let's do 1 potato, 2 potato, huh?
So get back on the force with Barney Miller, the complete series.
Catch it
now on DVD
by the
from
toe.
Shout Factory.
Timing is everything.
Stop
played
with
cops
the autoplay.
lunchtimes.
Shut up. There we go. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Brooklyn Nine-Nine was funny, but... oh. Omaha, Nebraska. Hey, don't dox yourself. I'm kidding. Brooklyn Nine-Nine suffered from the same problem as The Office and Parks and Rec. It went on for too long. And it's just the characters are wacky enough from the beginning. So when they have to continue like amping it up, which is what you have to do in a TV show. Like it has to keep, since there's endless episodes and seasons, you have to keep amping it up. If it is a show about characters, if it's a character-driven show, they're like, if you compare, maybe not Brooklyn Nine-Nine, because I never finished Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but if you compare the characters in Parks and Rec, if you compare Leslie Knope from season 1, episode 1, and Leslie Knope in whatever, season 9 or whatever they did, last episode of season 9, it's a completely different character. It becomes a parody of itself, because you have to keep making the characters wackier and wackier. The same thing if you look at a perfect example of that. It's a show I loved as a kid, and I mean I loved it all the way through up until the end when I was like 14 or something. I think 2004 or 5, so 14, 15, 16 there. Friends. I love Friends. I mean I bought Friends on Blu-ray, and I mean, but as I got older and rewatched the show, I realized that, like, the first seasons are good, but the characters just become, like, they're like jokes in the end. They're not even human anymore. Like, when we hit, like, the 7th or 8th season, like, Monica is not like this, like, quirky, woman who likes to cook food. She's this insane anal retentive monster, basically. I haven't seen the last season of Brooklyn Nine-Nine either. I think he gave up after like so when he gets fired, that's like the 2nd season or something like that. He gets fired and they all go under, not all of them, but some of them go undercover in like Miami, something. I think that's when I stopped watching it. And I don't even know if I watched all seasons up until that point. Let me check this out first. Where's the episode guide? Oh, here it is. There's 8 seasons. Oh my god. It's still going on. I mean, until... Okay, so it actually wrapped. Oh, in 2021. Okay. The Last Day, part 1 and part 2. Okay. So the last thing I watched was maybe 4th season? Yes! Right, yes. I saw the Coral Palms episodes. Yeah, yes, that is exactly part of the problem, Laura. Getting to know the characters too much is a bad thing, because, by the way, yes, season 1 when I stopped watching. I saw the Coral Palms episodes. I saw this one, and I'm pretty sure I saw Halloween 4, because the Halloween episodes are funny. Pimento and Rosa, the wedding. Amy's father. I think I stopped watching somewhere in the middle of season 4. Anyway, the X-Files is like that for me. I love Dana Scully, but I got to know her too well. Fox Mulder is too one-dimensional. Well, I gotta disagree there, but that's maybe because I'm just a fan of the show, you know. Maybe I'm being biased, I don't know. But I was gonna say what you said about, yes, last season of Parks and Rec. I don't even think I watched the last season. I think I gave up like a couple of seasons before that because I was just like, what is this anyway? It's a joke. Getting to know the characters, because let's take Brooklyn Nine-Nine. The first season has 22 episodes, and they're each like 20-30 minutes long. That means you have about 10 hours of these characters, and even if you have a lot of characters, there's still plenty of time to get to know each character. And when you know them, you know, where do we go from there? Well, we need to start amping the characters up to keep people interested. Like, so Jake is messy and has catchphrases, but he's also a good detective, even though he's very nonchalant and like fools around a lot. So towards the end of that show, he basically becomes a man-child. You keep turning up the kook factor, and by the end of the show, they're not real characters anymore. But I gotta say, when it comes to X-Files, she starts out as a skeptic, but in the final seasons, she's a believer. Yeah, but I think that's different, because that's having an arc. She's a total skeptic. I mean, up until the very end, almost, she's more or less a non-believer. Until all the evidence is like plainly laid out to her, then she can't really deny it anymore. And that's having an arc. Yes, Mulder is kind of one-dimensional. There is some characteristics to him. I mean, he has a cause that he's fighting for, several causes really. And he has some quirks, but yeah, he's definitely more one-dimensional than Dana. I mean, in some ways, I think Dana Scully is the main character, even though they share main character credit, of course. But I mean, the show actually starts with her. After the cold open, of course, in the first episode. It starts with her and how she is there. As a skeptic. I mean, she's not there as a skeptic, but we find out that she's a skeptic. And she's there to debunk the X-Files. And even though, but she realizes that even though she does not agree with Mulder and everything, what he talks about has validity, so she can't outright debunk it, but she can, she can use her rationality, her skepticism to kind of rein him in, and keeping, the man out of his hair, basically. And that grows into like a professional relationship, and at some point they even have like a romantic relationship after like 6 seasons or something, which I think they should have just kept it to like a minimal sexual tension between them. Because when characters start falling in love with each other, also that's when it starts becoming this like, ooh, now it's a relationship drama. Like all shows do that, and it's like a show like The Killing, where Joel Kinnaman and the woman in that show, I can't remember her name, there's like no sexual tensions between them, except for like one scene. I haven't seen all of it, but I've heard there's one scene where they're like, we shouldn't, we're partners, we shouldn't. Basically, they focus on their own, stories and relationships, and then the cases, Where is it? I like Dana a lot, but in the show it's almost as she gives up finding evidence and debunking things. She didn't feel like the same person to me. In the end, she encourages seeing things as a believer, and I didn't like that. I don't remember it exactly like that, but it's been a while since I saw. I've only seen the whole show from season 1 to season 9 once, I think. Then I've rewatched a lot of the earlier seasons, but honestly, even though I like that show, I tend to like give up around like season 5, 6. Honestly, I don't hate the later seasons. I think Doggett is a good character. He's not a good replacement for Mulder, but he's a good character. But yeah, the show should have ended. There was one episode, I don't remember which one. It's about the two teenage like witches or something. That was supposed to be the middle of the show. Oh shit. I should find that out. And after that, Chris Carter wanted to like, we're gonna end it. So this is the mid part of the show. After this, we're gonna wrap up the whole, the alien invasion story. It was gonna be like 5 or 6 seasons or something like that. I don't remember exactly. But then of course 20th Century Fox was like, no, this is a super popular show. We're gonna renew your contract. You're gonna make more seasons. And he's like, okay. So yeah, the show suffers because of that. I think they had to like make up shit that they hadn't planned from the beginning. But I would have to rewatch the later seasons to comment more on what you're saying. But from what I remember, she is more or less a skeptic all the way up until the end, the very, very end. But even when she becomes a believer, and I'm not talking about the seasons 10 and 11 here. I didn't even finish season 10. I bought both of them. I have them on Blu-ray. But they were not as good. I didn't think so. So I'm not counting those. I'm just counting the first 9 seasons, so to speak, the proper seasons. I know this goes against your new direction, but what about the Paranormal Activity movies? I like the first ones, but the last ones were confusing and kind of stupid. Maybe a video on how things should end sooner than they should. Or do, yeah. Yes, and that is a video idea I've had many times. Many versions of that video idea. I remember, like, last year or the year before that. I can't remember anymore. I think it was last year. Because every day is the same. Since I barely leave my apartment other than like weekends. Yes, it was when they announced the remake of Wrong Turn. I thought I should watch the Wrong Turn movies. Just, to see how bad they are. And like the first one is okay. And then just fucking shoots straight down into hell after that. The second one is a joke. The third one is just terrible. And after that, they're just, I don't know what you call them. And the same thing with the Hellraiser video. I actually did a lot of writing, but I've lost the document since then on a Texas Chainsaw Massacre video talking about that franchise. And now making a video about the Paranormal Activity movies, which I have seen all of them as well. For some reason, you get wrapped up in the lore, I think. It's the same thing with the Marvel movies, Every day is the same as Betty White died. Yeah, I suppose. Rest in peace. But yeah, all of these videos would come to the same conclusion that even like franchises with a good original movie, like say the Halloween movies. We talked about we have talked about this on the podcast. If you listen to our Halloween Kills episode, and you who's a esteemed patron can listen to our Halloween commentary tracks that we released last October. We talk a lot about that in those, and in the Halloween Kills episode of the podcast, that Halloween, the original Halloween, is a masterpiece, in my opinion. I think even my sister, even though it's not really her kind of movie, she could recognize it as a well-made, chiller. But there's no reason for there to be that many sequels. It waters down. It waters down the original, and it ruins an interesting character, Michael Myers, and Laurie Strode. Hold on. This episode. This week I'm gonna watch Lord of War with Nick Cage again. I love guns. I haven't seen that one. I'm saving that one for the Menace and the Method podcast. I'm trying to refrain from watching too many Nicolas Cage movies so I can have like a fresh perspective on them. But I've heard a lot of good about that one. But here, I don't know if I was not supposed to do that. I was supposed to copy this. Here we go. There. We talk a lot about the Halloween franchise in this episode of the podcast. Oh, I haven't liked it myself yet. So if you want to hear my thoughts on why franchises suck when they go on for too long, or even like franchises in general, Field of Dreams is an amazing movie. That's a really good one. I haven't seen that in a long time. Like, I'm trying to watch mainly new movies this year. So far, I haven't watched an old movie yet. I watched like the first half hour of Step Brothers the other night. That's when I talked about it with my parents. Because my dad had seen it, and my mother hadn't. And I was trying to explain to her how it's the last funny movie ever made. But she wasn't having it. But I saw the first half hours of that, and I was going to finish it when I went home, because I went home in the middle of it, because it was too late. But I didn't finish it. So far this year, I've only watched new movies, or movies I haven't seen before. I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to rewatch some movies. It's going to happen, But for the time being, I'm only watching new movies. Well, I think we're gonna... How long have I been streaming? Almost 3 hours. I think we're gonna cut the stream short here. And it was fun. It was fun to the last movie I bought when I was on a spree was Space Truckers. Space Truckers. Huh. I'm gonna have to look that up. All right, it was fun to stream again. Hopefully, maybe I'll keep streaming, just like this, just hangout streams. We'll see if people return, because at some point we had a lot of people in here, streaming. That was fun. But other than that, please check out my new channel. If I'm gonna start uploading more stuff on there, of course. I don't know why I can't speak. Here's a link to it, at least, to my new channel. So check that out. Keep an eye on that channel. I'm gonna start making videos on that now. I'm gonna try to make one each week. So there should be another one out this week. No, wait, because it came out this month. No, Sunday. Whatever. I'll figure it out. So a movie review or a video essay, something each week. And then, of course, the spoiler cast is starting up again. We start recording next week, I think. We're going to talk about Scream 5, because we're watching it this Friday. The season 1 finale of Madness in the Method, of course, came up today on YouTube, but it was out on all the other podcast platforms yesterday. We start recording that again, and you as a patron will be able to listen to the new season 2 episodes on Patreon fairly soon, and then they'll pop up we'll start showing them on YouTube again in February. So please keep a lookout for that. Tell all your friends about my channels. I mean, I guess mainly this one, but of course the new one as well. And I'll see you in the next one. But until then, have a good one. Bye.